Hi, reaching Julie Torrance here. Just wanted to get that light on. Okay, I am still working in watercolor, and I am working on making myself a journal. And so I want pages that I've done in watercolor, and I'm going to do it in 11.5 or 8.5 by 11. And so that's what I'm marking out now, is I just want to find that middle, because this is really going to be folded in half in my journal. Now I'm not putting the actual watercolors in the journal. That's crooked. What I'm, let's see which one of these is off. There's 5.5. There is, yeah, that's not 5.5. It's 1/8 of an inch off. Doesn't matter, but handy to have it straight. So this is going to be folded in half. And what I'm trying to do is make some watercolor pages that are going to go in my journal. And it's a journal for me that has writing spaces. So I am going to, you might recognize this is where I keep my Carry the Crafter prompts. I'm going to add some circles, and I just have a container. Use what you have. If you have a compass to make circles, well, you go right ahead and use that. I don't have one. I want to be careful because I want to write, and if it's too close to the middle, it'll be too hard to write. So I think I'll put this one here. That's why I don't mind that top one being off, because that won't get in the way really of writing. And I think I'll put one here. Sure. And this one's going to go off, and I'm going to stop and not go on top of. This circle's going to be on top. Okay. These are just guides. These are guidelines for me. All right, I'm going to start with a whole circle at the bottom this time. There's no right or wrong to this. Do what pleases your eye. That's what's most important. And I am not overthinking this. I think we'll be fine with this one. I think I'll be able to write, and I'm far enough from the gutter or the seam. Okay, good. Now I'm done with my pencil, and I'm done with the jar. I'll put them away. Sorry for the reach. Okay, I cleaned out my little palette because I felt like I was just using the same color over and over and adding it over, and I just wanted a fresh start. I'm not wasting that much paint, but I do tend to use the paints. I left these here, so maybe that will make us all feel better. I'm going to grab a big brush. So this is my Simply Simmons. These either come from Jerry's Artorama or from Blick, but they're like a house brand. But I find these just fine. I like them. They're synthetic. All right, wetting my brush. I am going to try, I'm not going to get upset, but I'm going to try to stay on this side of the line to start with. And I want to stay out of my circles. But other than that, I want it wet. So that's why I'm not using my sprayer, my mister, because I don't want the circles wet. Because it'll just draw paint, and I'm trying to keep them white to begin with. I may add some, real light colors to it, but I don't want them anywhere near as bright or dark or whatever as I'm going to do these. So I've got to make a decision. Do I want cool colors on this side or warm colors on this side? And I'm thinking I want cool. And maybe because the last watercolor I did was all warms. So I'm just wetting it down. And I'm talking about shiny wet. Not quite puddles, but if I made a puddle, it wouldn't upset me. Okay, I think we're good. Now I'm going to do what's called charging, where I'm going to pick a color, and I said cool, so I'm going to start with aquamarine blue. And I'm just going to dot, and it's going to blend and mix. Some places not. But it will stay within the water. Okay, now these over here, I'm going to just add water to them. This really is dry. Maybe I missed it. You can tell me in the video, you'll know. Yeah, Julie, you didn't even get any there. That's possible. And just redo it, no problem. All right, I'm grabbing another cool color. I'm going to go with, this color is called emerald green. Nice. A little more water. The paint needs to be watery as well as the surface that you're putting it on, but there's no wrong. However you get the color on there, you just do that and enjoy it. Okay, now, my memory could be playing tricks on me. I'm going real careful in between these two. There. I got it. I'm gonna add a little water here. So, my memory. Generally, yellows, my experience, is that they will push away other colors. Yeah, this one just kind of sits where you put it. Nice. Now, you can do this. And you know, this, you could do this technique and make it like an inside cover with, you know, without the holes. Oh, I got a little drop in the white. Am I going to fret? No, I'm just going to pick it up, and I'll show you what I'll do in a sec. A little more yellow. Okay, I like it. Now, clean wet brush. And I'm just going to lift that up. It's kind of like a phthalo green, and that stains. So, there's a little bit there. That's okay. I'm not going to worry about it. All right. Well, I like this. Now, I don't want to start this side because the warm colors and the cool colors, they're not friends. Not in a blend like this. I am going to go here and there where I am seeing white paper, and I'm just dotting. If it's a little bit, it's okay, or if it's wet, but these places that I'm going, I miss water. I didn't get water there. So I'm just filling in. Now I did put washi tape around the edge, but when I'm using this much water, I don't expect it to dam the water back. All right, very, very good. Now, you could just leave this and it'll move more. But just because of what we're doing here together, I'm going to go ahead and dry this up and then I'll come back. Well, it's nice and dry. And now that I can see this, what I'm going to do, oh, it's a little bit wet right there, but we'll just avoid it. I'm going to go ahead and just put some color in the centers complementing, you know. And I think what I'm going to start out with is I've got some green over here. I think I still had some green on my brush, which is fine. And to this, I'm going to rinse my brush. I'm going into the white. Not all watercolor sets have white. You can use a white gouache or just, you know, use what you have. But I'm just coming up with a little bit of a lighter color, but that still goes with what we've got going on. But I want to be able to comfortably write. And when I write on it, I want it to make sense that, yeah, you know, that someone would be writing in that spot. I didn't mix that much of it up, but that's fine because I only plan to use it on the one circle. Okay, good. And now I think I'm going to pick not the yellow that I used here, but the other yellow. I put Cad Yellow Light, and this color is called Cad Lemon. And I'm going to just put it here. A little more water, a little more paint. Now that this is dry underneath, it would take a lot, you know, water and a little bit of scrubbing to really bring this up and to have it like mix into what I'm laying down now. And I'm not doing that, and you're not going to do that unless you want to. All right, there's color number 2, and now I think I'm going to go with a blue shade, and I've got some blue right there. I think it's ultramarine. Don't need much. And again, I'm going to go into the white. White in a watercolor palette expands, in my opinion. Some people think it's a waste to have white in. I don't, because I like to make pastels. And this is a nice pastel blue. I think these will be very nice writing spaces. Okay, now I am going to start on this side. So, rinsing my brush out really good. I'm going to try to not soak it here, but I still want everything pretty wet. This is going to be right in the seam where it's sewn, right here on that edge. So if it does bleed and blur a little bit, it's not a big deal. None of this is a big deal. There is no rules. You can't say, oh, I tried to do it, but I did it wrong. It's impossible to do it wrong. Do it the way you want. I'm just trying to inspire you to get your watercolor paints out and give it a go. But I have been very, inspired in many ways by my YouTube friend, and Kenlyn. I will link her, I almost always do, under my favorite YouTube channels. And I'm just motivated to do writing in my journal. Okay, warm colors. When I think of warm, you know, I think of hot. So yellow can kind of go either way, but I'm not gonna do yellow. I'm gonna start out with madder red. Just dot, 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 dot. Little more water, little more paint. Needs more water up in that corner, but that's okay. We'll get that in a moment. I can see that this corner has also dried quite a bit. I'll go ahead and add my paint and see. Maybe I didn't even add water there. It is like me to do the centers and forget the edges and the corners. That's not uncommon for me, I'm afraid. Okay, good. I'm going to go straight into, well, it's called Flame Red. I think it's orange. And if these colors are not broadcast evenly, if this corner looks different than this corner, that's kind of good for what I've got in my mind. Like I like this one is real kind of hazy, foggy with the red. So that's definitely different and I like it. I just don't want it to look like where someone would say, oh, she forgot to put this here or she forgot to put that there. It's getting a little closer to my circle. In places that it really shows up that I missed. Okay, that's pretty. Okay, I'm going to go with this English red, which really is almost a brown. But I like it. It's kind of a, might fall into neutrals, but not really. And usually when they put a country, you know, like Indian red, which is India, this one's English red. It can mean like that's where they got the dirt or the mineral to create that color. Like burnt sienna is literally burned. Stuff like that. Now I hope you're using whatever paints you have. Don't tell me that you're not going to do the project till you can afford different paints. Any paints is fine. Any paints. And you say, well, what about light fastness? You're not going to be laying your journal out for days on a beach, I don't think. So it'll be fine. All right. Well, let's give it another dry. It seems nice and dry. And I'm going to do the same thing here that I did on this side with, you know, colors that complement. And I've got plenty of warm colors over here. But this one looks to me like I already added some white to that one. So I'm just going to grab this orange and a couple of sweeps into the white. Still plenty of water because I do want it to be light. That's not even as light as I necessarily want it, but I think it'll be fine. I just added a big drop of water into my brush. And it will dry a little bit lighter. That's called shift, how much the colors shift. That when people talk about that, that is how much it changes from wet to dry. All watercolors have some level of shifting. All right, I like that. And I'm going to go into this in English red, just one dot. I've got kind of a brownish color over there. I am grabbing some of this white and I'm getting kind of a beigey color, but towards a warm color. Yeah, that's good. Definitely different than the first circle. And since we've already put that color in here, even though I put white with it, it'll go. It'll be a nice match. There we go. Okay. Now, this one. I think I want to go with a pink, but not really. I want to go with the red, but I want it to be, I guess, very transparent is what I would say. I'm going into the madder red, very little, lot of water. Lot of water. All right. Yeah. It's kind of a blush. But because it's a red that's in the background, it will definitely go together. Oh, look. A little bit of bleeding. It's all right. It's fine. Don't mind it at all. All right. Now, can you see here? There is a pretty sharp edge, and that's because it was an awful lot of water that puddled up there. So all I'm going to do is take a wet brush and give it a scrub. Will I blend it out completely? I'm not even going to try. I probably could, but I think we'll lose so much of the modeling. Now I'm just going to give it a wipe. Yeah, I think that will be fine. There we go. Yeah, push it around a little bit. All right, back to the drying. Nice and dry, and it's taken itself right off the board, which is fine. Set the board aside and get this tape off. The heat makes the tape want to come off more than the water, softening up that little bit of adhesive that there is on washi. There we go. And I bought that washi on Amazon years ago. I bought it because it has this grid and it helps me get it straight. It's not necessarily designed for that, but it works well for me. Okay, liking this, I'm grabbing a black Sharpie. Oh, I thought I had one out. There we go. Now, I want to sketch, not outline, sketch around these edges with a marker. And again. Good. I am trying to not get black into the white since the white turned out so nice and crisp on this one. It's always an I don't know situation. Will it stay white or will the water sneak under? There's times I worry about it, and if there's a project that I'm really... See, I got some black on there. It's all right. If I really, really want the paint to not migrate under, I will get some like blue painter's tape. But there's no guarantee with that either. And I've had that be more apt to rip my paper. So, you know, there's no perfect solution. Someday I'll show you all the different, oh boy, all the different tricks that people do to kind of correct that. I went over on the white again. It's all right. It's all right. Sketch, sketchiness. I like the sketchiness. I want more sketchiness. Okay, this is great. Now, I'm going to close up some of these paints because I just feel like I'm going to put my arm right in it. I'm going to show you why I like this, and I'm going to do a little bit of journaling so you can kind of see what that looks like. And I'll start up here, and I'm not worrying about lines. I'm not worried about if my writing goes a little up, a little down. I could write in a circle, but I'm just going to start it up here, and I'm going to put, I enjoy making YouTube videos a lot. I feel like I am in a class, but I can't see the students. Comments always help, and I read them all. Okay, good. I want everyone to be able to feel they can do art anyway they desire. It is not about the supplies or the level of experience, but the pleasure of being able to create. This is the joy. I hope anyone who, and if you think I'm writing anything special, you know that I'm not, in so much as I'm just using my make a grocery list handwriting. Anyone who watches my videos should feel comfortable using what they have on hand. No need to make a lot of expensive purchases. Thrift stores are our friends. There. Now, doesn't that look pretty? And, you know, journal up on these things, and I'm going to go ahead and print it up, and I will show you the results. Okay, I finished journaling right on my watercolor paper, and I went ahead and I made the copy. So let's add it to what we have. What's this? File folder. Why should I buy file folders when the mailman drops them off every week? So let's fold this one, and I've got another journal page. Now, even though I folded it, My printer's okay if I would put this in the paper bin and print it on the other side. It works just fine, but I know not everyone's does. Okay, so this is my middle. This is another, I guess, kind of a split design. So let's see what we've got. So in paging through the journal, we've got this with writing space. We've got this that I already wrote on because I want you to see how cool these look when you get writing on them. This is our middle with journaling. And here's another circle page. And here's another leaf page. All right, well, you have to let me know in the comments what you think and if it's something that you're going to give it a try. And what I wrote on here was just a continuation of this. I want to see art be accessible to everyone. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps my channel tremendously. Also, if you haven't subscribed, why not? Let's get that subscription button hit, ring the bell, and then you're going to know when I put up another video in this series. In the meantime, right over here is a video that's been picked out just for you. I'll see you over there.